I began learning yoga since the age of 10. My parents would send me and my cousin to to a school in the little city Vileparle suburbs of Mumbai in India, and we would get up in the morning at 4:35 and rush to that place, do 108 sun salutations, come back home, have a shower, and then rush to school. We had a tight schedule, like all children do, I guess. But in that, I found a passion. I loved being doing exercises. I loved being fit, because that helped me play more games. So I had an innate desire to follow that. Fast forward to 17, 18 years when I joined Baba's ashram, and he saw me performing yoga on the rope. I used to climb a rope and do yoga 30 feet high, 30, 40 feet or 20 feet high. It was called Rassi Malkam in India. And then he loved it so much, he made me do that a couple of times more in front of other audiences. And then he started pushing me, saying, are you teaching the boys? Are you teaching everyone? So suddenly, from being somebody wanted to practice, he was putting me out there to teach. And that kind of got me onto the path of formal training. We had a brief exposure to Indra Devi, a great yoga teacher who lived up to 102 years, a European lady who learned from Yogi Krishnamacharya. And I had a chance of learning from her. She was 70 years then, I was 20 years old or 19. And that was one of the moments when I discovered this is what I want to do, because I saw a 70-year-old lady with a body amazingly flexible, so graceful. And I said, if I can do that when I'm 70, I would really be happy. And so that kind of clicked with me.
Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raja Nija Mana Mukura Sudhari Barano Raghubar Bimal Jasu Jodaya Kufala Chari.
When I walked into the gym and saw Sunder pumping iron, I would have really doubted if he was 60 years old. This was a real deal moment for me. He was fitter than most people I know.
Harahu Kales Vikar.
Some people do. I used to be had a big mental block for this. Actually, it's like I'm facing a ghost in the closet. I used to dread doing these. Now I'm getting a little more comfortable. Because I had this fear, what if you go down and you can't come up? You know?
He's in better shape than a lot of people are at 45, 35. Yeah. But just the way he controls his body motions and stuff, that actually takes a lot of, I guess you could say, poise. His mental toughness is another factor. Okay, so the way to think about it is that each time you do a session, when the question arises in your mind, how hard should you train? The answer is harder than last time. And this is that from me, Greg Doucette. But it's a good quote. Harder than last time. We need to have t-shirts.
Like in yoga, I say get out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
If a particular pose gets too comfortable, then you know you're not progressing. I burn about 230 calories or so. The count of calories is not much, but almost all of it is fat burning. So that begins to make your muscles really nice and tight and strong. And so when you get the strength like this, then it helps in stretching them in yoga. Because it's like tire, the stronger the muscles are, the more you can stretch without injury. So it's a really good combination. That's why I like Hanuman Yoga, Maruti Yoga, because then they help the hatha yoga part of it, the stretching without any injury. And then when you sit for meditation, you got the Agni, you feel rock solid like Hanuman. Nothing can shake you. It's a good feeling. It's tired but good. So one of the reasons that I do strength training as well is because of the concept of Hanuman, right? Hanuman is a role model, a symbol of chestnut wisdom and devotion. That is one big part of him. But then he represents wisdom, he represents devotion and surrender, but he also represents agility, strength, vitality, vigor, all of that. So that's why he's a yogi. A yogi is not somebody who's just flexible, somebody who's able to meditate and things like that. That's one side of it, but the other side is physically the vehicle has to be in perfect condition, near perfect condition. And so for me, Hanuman represents all of that. So after Hanuman Yagna, when I began to repair the deck and parts of the house that was damaged by the storm, then my body started aching, and I realized for over 2 years I had slackened on my strength part. So I decided, all right, you know what? Hanuman is teaching me, if you want to be like me, it's not just bhajans. You have to work out. So everything is part of that overall discipline. So to me, Hanuman represents what a true yogi is. It's a different matter if Hanuman is a mythological character, he's not real and so on. That's different. For me, that role model is perfect. It speaks to me. I like the idea of selflessness and devotion and surrender, fearlessness, courage of Hanuman. But then there is also this mighty Hanuman, the strong Hanuman, the one who can leap, the one who is strong, who's Chiranjeevi, eternally youthful. I love that concept. I like to meditate on that concept. To me, that is my visualization. Someday I might grow a tail, you never know. I'm just saying, because I love that idea so much. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. Om Namaste Rudramanyava Udotta Ishave Namaha. Namaste Astu Dhanvane Bahubhyam Utate Namaha.